We all know montages have standards. Commentaries have standards. A GFX background has standards. A fucking edit has standards. This community has standards. We know that. We've been going through with the idea of having standards for a long time. Now, I do not mean, when I say idea, that some guy in a suit was sitting there at a table one day with his glass of water and a cigar, just like, I've got an amazing idea that will revolutionize Call of Duty for future generations. And he just decided to say, quad feeds, quad headshots, triples, quad collabs, anything above a triple collab, 5 mans, blah 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 fucking blah. I don't think so. I think more than likely it's just something which has just happened over time. It happens, you know. And I want to talk about a few things. I want to talk about how the standards are, such as if they're too high or too low, and I want to speak about the point to them. I'm going to start with the point to them. No, I'm going to start with actually if they're too high or too low. I think that would be better. Now, if you believe the standards are too high, go jump off of a building that is really high, and then you'll see what the fuck high is. If you think they're too low, then you must be the god of COD, because I don't know how anybody can say the standards currently are too low. But if you're like me and you believe that the standards are perfectly fine the way they are, pat yourself on the back. You've got a good head on your shoulders. You're intelligent. You're not a retard. Kidding. You're entitled to your own opinion. But on a serious note, the standards aren't too high. They're fine. Standards being too high is the standards I personally believe people are setting for themselves. I think they watch too much insane content from all these big channels, and because they're seeing consistency from certain players, they're thinking that they should have that consistency. That's fine, aspire to whatever you want to aspire to, but don't complain when you're not managing to live up to the task, you know, live up to the challenge. It's not, no one's telling you you need to get these things, and those that are, tell them to fuck off. It's as simple as that. If you don't like it, because otherwise deal with it. That's pretty much how I think of it. And those of you that think the standards are low, as I've said, you must be some of the most amazing COD players, and I'm absolutely intrigued you're even watching my video. Absolutely flabbergasted. Anyway, the other point I wanted to speak about was whether or not these standards we have in our current community are actually of any real significance. Are they actually completely pointless or not? To a certain extent, I believe the answer is no. Because if you think about it logically, you're going to be put in this situation where you are making a product of entertainment, and it's taking you quite a bit of time, more than likely, compared to the amount of time it's going to take for someone to watch the video, like, comment and leave. It's a significant difference, more than likely, depending on what the video is, but generally you put a lot of effort into your videos, and it's not entirely fair if you make something and you don't get much off of it, but that's how it goes. And you know what, that's why I say people shouldn't really adhere to the standard too much, because that's why people resort to this attitude of fuck standards, because normally they're not up to the mark, or they've just realized how stupid the idea is. Now, as I said, it's to a certain extent. I don't believe standards are completely stupid, because we need a bar to be set. We need there to be something for people to work towards, so that there is this sense of achievement and this sense of disappointment or defeat when you don't get a certain something. If you are going for a quad feed and you get a hit marker on the 4th guy, you're pissed, and you're going to feel pissed, and your friends are probably going to feel pissed for you as well. But if it turns out that you get the 4th guy, it's like there's just this sense of achievement, and that's where like the reactions kick in, you know? It's like everyone just like, oh my god, yes, you got it, you big boy, you know, that kind of shit, because everyone's just happy and quite cheerful. Apart from that one friend you've got which doesn't get clips, and he's pissed because he's like, damn it, another clip for his montage, bastard. You know, apart from that guy, it's pretty much smooth sailing. And I feel bad for the people that feel like they have to force themselves to get certain clips to adhere to the standards of a community which really doesn't care. I don't think people should be bothered. But the reality of it is, no matter how much effort you put into your video, it's always going to be much more simpler for a guy to sit there and tell you it's worth nothing. Just ignore that person. I can feel your heart.